A very good Wednesday afternoon to you, and thank you for joining us for the IU Indy Coaches Show right here on the ISC Sports Network. We are at Jags Crossing inside of University Tower. And again, as we started the show about 2 months ago, we were kind of changing the branding of the restaurant. Now you can't miss it. It is on the sign on the front door as you walk in. All kind of great decor all around the restaurant. And frankly, food, tremendous, as we have been enjoying over the course of the last few weeks. This is now the 5th edition of the show. We'll kind of work around the holidays. We'll do one in November. We'll do one in December. Get back to our more every other week schedule by the time we get to January and February. We're also to the point where we're talking to coaches for a second time, and this is going to be an easy conversation in terms of Andrew Kroger for IU Indy volleyball because they are playing very well. With 6 matches left to go in league play, they are 8-4 and currently tied for 3rd place in terms of the Horizon League standing. And Coach joins us now fresh off a 3-set sweep in Fort Wayne last night. Hello, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
I heard you guys had seemingly a home court advantage up at the Hilliard Gates Center last night.
Yeah, we've been recruiting the Fort Wayne area hard recently this year, and then hopefully still more coming in the future. And we had a pretty good turnout. So, yeah, it was fun, good atmosphere, and helped us get a good win.
Morgan Ostrowski is the player that has been in your program for some time, but Jillian Tipman has been a kind of a revelation for you this year, the freshman from Bishop Dwenger. Did you expect that she would have this big of an impact her first year in the program?
Yeah, I mean, we knew Jill was coming in, and she has a big arm, and she's taken on the moniker Big Kill Jill, and I think she's really enjoyed that one. Her family certainly did. They were bringing the signs and everything. It's always interesting. You never really know what to expect from freshmen. Some people are able to step into the new environment and contribute right away. Some people it takes a little bit more time. But Jill's definitely been able to hit the ground running.
Again, you got off to a great start the first weekend of the year. You win all 3 matches in 3-set sweeps, and that has become a thing for your team. You have already set a program record with at least 4 weeks of competition left to go for most sweeps in a season. What has been your key to success so far this year?
Yeah, I think we focus a lot on kind of maintaining our level and trying to do the little things consistently. And when you do that, you're able to avoid kind of those slip-ups and set losses. And so a lot of credit to our athletes for being able to maintain that consistency and really kind of execute at that high level in every set.
We're going to talk to Grace Barika coming up in the next segment of the show. I think they may rename the Player of the Year in her honor because I think she's won it 5 times so far this year. 3,000 assists, I think, at this point for her career. Went over 1,000 for the season in terms of last night's match. Just talk about the year she has had to this point.
Yeah, Grace has done a great job for us, obviously. The way she runs our offense. And a lot of that is a testament to how many good attackers we have, right?
Sure.
It's Grace could be just as good, and if we had one person that was getting all of our attempts, then that person would be getting a lot more of the credit. So, we have 5 really good attackers out there at all times, and Grace does a great job of kind of running the show. I think, she hit 3,000 this past weekend. She's one of only 3 juniors in the country that have hit that number, and the other 2 are the setters from Nebraska and Purdue. So it's pretty good company for her.
Yes.
And so, she's done a great job for us this year.
All right, since you mentioned Purdue, and I'm pretty sure, I think we talked either right before you played Purdue or right after. I think it was right before. You took a set off Purdue. You took a set off a nationally ranked team in their building. What was that experience like for you in September?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And going back to what I was talking about earlier with how we've been able to kind of sweep a bunch of matches, we approach every match and every set the same way. Whether we're facing Purdue, whether we're facing a team at the bottom of the Horizon League standings, we figure out what's going to give us the best chance to win, and we're going to go do the best to execute our game plan. And we did that, and it showed some pretty good results in that match. It was a lot of fun. A sold-out crowd. It's a little bit different than some of the Horizon League gyms, and so had to adjust to kind of the how loud it is, and our communication stuff is a little bit different. But they adjusted well, and hey, what we do and our style of play is we attack. When we end up giving up sets or dropping and struggling, it's hey, we're put on the gas and we make a few too many errors. But it also means that when we're playing well, we can do stuff like challenge Purdue and play and beat the teams at the top of our conference.
All right, one more player I want to talk to you about, just because, again, when you and I had spoken, she was kind of dealing with the injury bug early this season. Elle Patterson, how has she done in terms of kind of rounding into form?
Yeah, I mean, Elle's stability is just great for us. She can pass, she can attack, she can block. She does everything really well. She's rarely somebody that we're setting a ton, but she's just extremely consistent. And so having that person on your team that you can rely on in critical moments is huge for us.
All right, so 8-4. And frankly, you've won 8 of your last 10 because you opened with kind of the favorite in the league in Wright State the first weekend of the season. Right now, they're a game behind of Northern Kentucky in first, Wright State second. Here comes you sitting there in third. Just kind of your thoughts as to kind of where your team stands with 3 league weekends left to go.
Yeah, I mean, we're excited for these last 6. I mean, we always kind of try to plan out our season so that we're playing our best volleyball at the end.
Sure.
Definitely did that last year. And so, yeah, we're excited. We've got Cleveland State this weekend, who is a young team, but they've won 4 of their last 5, and so they're coming on strong. We're going up to Green Bay, who's somebody that's going to be in the Horizon League tournament at the end. And then we got Northern Kentucky at the top of the conference to close out our season, and they're at the top right now. But we have some fond memories of last year, because that's where we went into their gym a season ago and won a couple of matches to clinch our spot in the tournament. So I know they're gonna come out guns a-blazing. They're gonna remember that, and so yeah, we're excited for these last 3 weeks.
There are a few things that we learned from COVID, and one was, hey, instead of playing everybody home and home, let's just have less travel on the road, and let's play. If you're home for one team, you play them twice. If you're on the road for one team, you play them twice. Frankly, the players are in class a lot more. You're at home a lot more. What is life like, though, when you know, all right, we're hitting on the road and we got to go get 2 dubs? What is that feeling like as you hop on a bus come Thursday?
Yeah, I mean, I think our team's used to that at this point. I mean, baseball, softball teams are used to it all the time.
Sure.
But yeah, I just think it takes a lot of load off, right? In the past, travel partners would have been Cleveland State and Oakland, and so we'd play our match in Cleveland State, and then we'd have a 3.5-hour bus ride in between, and then a quick match the next day. And so, no, I think it's great. We've adjusted well. It's been a couple of years now, so we're used to that pattern of playing the same teams a couple times, and we've seen it both ways. We've come out and we've swept a team twice in a row. Last year, we had a weekend where we won 3-0 on Friday and lost 3-0 on Saturday, and so we know what can happen from day to day. And I think we've done a good job of figuring out, hey, we've got to stay consistent, get both of these wins.
You know that it is A, likely you're in the conference tournament, and B, likely you're not in your own building for the conference tournament. It's still mathematically possible that you could have it here, but again, likely you're going to be on the road. Overall, final thing for you, just your thoughts as to the level at which your team is playing, your ability to compete for a conference championship coming up the weekend before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think it was an interesting first weekend in conference play because we were playing the preseason favorite and we lost close matches. And there would have been a time in this program where we thought, okay, like we're battling hard. I think we came away from that weekend knowing we had a lot more. And the way we're playing right now, I think our team has the confidence that we can knock off anybody in our league. And at the same time, there's a lot of good teams in our league, and if we don't play it out the level we know we can, there's a lot of teams that can beat us as well. But yeah, we're feeling good going in these last few weeks.
Andrew, good to see you as always, buddy. Good luck.
Thanks for having me.
Again, your chance to see the Jaguars in volleyball in action at the Jungle here on campus. Got to wait a couple of weeks. As Northern Kentucky should be a battle towards the top of the league standings. Friday, November the 14th, Saturday, November the 15th. You can catch those matches as you can most all Horizon League action on ESPN+. His star setter, Grace Perica, will join us next. It is the IU Indy Coaches Show. We are live at Jags Crossing on campus. We're back in a matter of moments on ISC.
Odds are you'll never need an open craniotomy from our highly skilled neurosurgeons or treatment for medullary thyroid cancer. Odds are your child will never need a heart transplant. And you might never need screening for genetically inherited high cholesterol. But if you do, trust the healthcare system 9 out of 10 Indiana doctors have chosen for their patients' care. Indiana University Health, no matter the odds.
We gon' push it to the limit, we gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever, we can ride together. So together we ride, certified. And together we ride, we gon' push it to the limit. We gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever, we can ride together. So together we ride, certified. And together we ride, we gon' push it to the limit. We gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever.
This is Molly. She loves road trips, hikes, her dog Max, and cars that fit her lifestyle, like this cool new ride that she got with help from Indiana Members Credit Union at a great low rate. And for when she's on the go, IMCU makes it easy for her to pay from anywhere thanks to their digital banking. Looks like Molly is really getting the max from her credit union.
Once again, welcome back here on the ISC Sports Network. The show is made possible by the great sponsors you just saw during the course of that commercial timeout, but also thanks to the folks at KeyBank and KSM for what they have done for IU Indy Athletics. In a very busy time of year, the fall sports kind of hitting the championship portion of the calendar. Men's and women's basketball get started. We'll talk to Ben Howlett coming up in a matter of moments. Both those teams tip off their seasons next Monday. For the IU Indy women, it's at home against Indiana State. For the IU Indy men, they're at Ohio State. Then at home to host Long Island coming up next Thursday. But we're going to keep talking volleyball because their season's been really good. And one of their players that's been outstanding from day one is Grace Perica, junior from Providence High School down in God's country, down in southern Indiana, that joins us now. And I know, Terry, you're watching. Hello. Hope you're enjoying your lunch hour. Your daughter's doing you proud up here at IU Indy. Gracie, how are you today?
I'm wonderful. Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
All right. So, 5-time Horizon League Player of the Week, or did I miss one? Have you gotten 6 now at this point?
Just 5 so far.
Just only 5. Working on the second hand as the rest of the season goes along. Just your thoughts as to why there's been a big jump for you and your teammates here this year.
Yeah, I just think, the main thing that's been important for our success has been our togetherness. I feel like we've really been able to change the culture that we came into, and we really play for each other. And there's not a single person that's on the court or on the bench that isn't cheering you on every single point of the game.
Again, everybody obviously that plays at a level like this knows volleyball. It has literally been your entire life. So to kind of quickly tell the Parika family story, it's a last name known as a football family in central Indiana. In southern Indiana, it's known as a volleyball family. Grace's mom, Terry, the longtime head coach at Providence, runs the Union Volleyball Club in southern Indiana in the Louisville area. And much like I have lost track of how many times Grace has won the Player of the Week, I've lost track how many times your mom has coached a state championship at Providence High School. So literally my guess would be, like, your first memories of hanging around your mom would be around a volleyball court,
Oh,
correct?
yeah. I was like the baby in the ball cart.
And how many older sisters that you had that played college volleyball?
I had two that played college volleyball. Anna, she played at Bellarmine in Louisville. And then Maggie, she played at Spalding and IUS down in New Albany as well.
And again, you and Anna got to play against each other last year at Bellarmine, correct?
Yes, we did. It was awesome. We got to have a bunch of our family there since it was at Bellarmine. And it was just a really cool experience.
So was it half jerseys? Was mom wearing one team, dad was wearing the other? How did the family split it that day?
Actually, my mom made a bunch of shirts that had like a Jaguar and a knight, and then it had Parika and then our numbers on the back.
There you go.
That's what everybody was wearing.
All right, very cool. Why was this the right place for you to join 3 years ago?
It had a lot to do with the fact that I have some family up in Indy, and it's like an hour 45 away from my hometown. So I was always going to be able to, like stay close to family and stay connected. And I love being in the city. There's so much to do in Indianapolis. There's great opportunities. And honestly, the education here is top notch. The Kelly School of Business, which is what I'm in, it just seemed like it checked all the boxes.
And you sign, and then all of a sudden there's a coaching change even before you serve a first ball that fall. What was it about Coach Kroger that said, you know what, this is where I want to stay, this is where I need to be?
Yeah, I was a little nervous at first because there's just uncertainty with not coming in with the coach that brought you in. But me and my teammate Maya Long, we hopped on a Zoom call the day that he got hired, and his energy was just very infectious. And, I bounce well off of people with high energy, and I felt like he was going to do a great job with our team. He's had a pretty good coaching resume, so I trusted him. I am a big believer that everything happens for a reason, and I was brought to this school for a reason, and I've had an awesome 3 years.
And again, I would say so. 3,000 assists already, 1,000 so far this year, 5-time conference player of the week so far. I guess I know you're wanting to write the best chapter in the conference tournament this year, and whatever you may accomplish next year. What are you most proud of to this point?
I'm just really proud of my team and how well we've been able to play. You said all of those stats that I had, but honestly, like a setter can't have any of those stats without their teammates. Comes with that first contact from our passers, and it comes with our awesome hitters. So honestly, I'm just really proud of how we're all playing together as a unit. It never feels like we're individuals out there. So that's what I feel like we've accomplished the most this year.
I referenced 3 of those hitters. You have 5 players that have north of 150 kills at this point. What is it like kind of having a 5-player rotation you can pass to like that?
I mean, they make my job so easy. It's so nice no matter what rotation we're in. I know that I'm going to have go-to players on both pins in the middle. Like, seriously, they just make my job a breeze, honestly. Like, there's never a doubt in my mind that any one of the hitters that I set isn't going to put the ball down. I just am very confident in every player that's out on that court.
If I have the Horizon League standings correct, it's NKU 1, Wright State 2, then I think you and Green Bay, I believe, are tied for 3rd. Just your thoughts, and again, you're going to see Green Bay next week. You're going to see NKU coming up the last weekend of the season, already played Wright State. Your thoughts about you and your teammates' chances to compete with the top of the league for an NCAA tournament berth?
Oh, absolutely. We can compete. I think this team can beat anybody whenever we're playing on 10 together as a unit. And we are a team of competitors. We love challenges. That's whenever we rise. That's whenever we bring our best. So these next couple of games I'm super excited for because I feel like we're really going to flourish.
Because of and I urge the Pioneers, this would be her alma mater from a high school standpoint in Providence, because of moving up classifications, how many state titles were you a part of in your high school days?
I was a part of one my senior year. I'm pretty sure that was my mom's 4th that she got. So, yeah, it was a super cool experience. My high school team was a lot like the team we have now. Everybody got along really well. we were just great as a group. And so I was really glad that I could be a part of something special like that.
I bring that up because next weekend are the high school volleyball state finals, and they're literally down the street.
Yeah.
You're going to be in Green Bay.
Right.
But your thoughts about that event moving to Gainbridge Fieldhouse?
I mean, I think that's awesome. It just goes to show that Indy is such a hub for so many exciting opportunities. And I think that's great because hopefully my mom will be back there sometime soon, and then it'll be easy for me to go and watch her.
And then finally, before I let you go, and again, you've got another couple of semesters where you got to worry about this. Are you going to follow the family footsteps in terms of being a volleyball coach once your playing days are done?
You see, I don't really know about that. I haven't really decided. We'll just have to see.
And what's the major for you here at IU Indy?
Marketing.
Very cool. And
Yes.
what are you hoping to do with that?
I'm hoping to go into sales,
Yep.
or I would hope to stay into like sports somehow, maybe sports broadcasting.
I've heard there
anything.
might be some sideline reporting that you and I could work together in the basketball
Yeah,
season.
I'm excited for it. Maybe.
The Parika family numbers will be through the roof in terms of the broadcast. Grace, congratulations. Good
Thank
to
you
see
so much.
And again, hello, Terry. Hope you're doing well. We'll talk to Ben Howlett next here on the ISC Sports Network.
Odds are you'll never need an open craniotomy from our highly skilled neurosurgeons or treatment for medullary thyroid cancer. Odds are your child will never need a heart transplant. And you might never need screening for genetically inherited high cholesterol. But if you do, trust the healthcare system 9 out of 10 Indiana doctors have chosen for their patients' care. Indiana University Health, no matter the odds.
We gon' push it to the limit, we gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever, when we ride, we can ride together. So together we ride, certified. And together we ride, we gon' push it to the limit. We gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever, when we ride, we gon' ride together. So together we ride, certified. And together we ride, we gon' push it to the limit. We gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever.
This is Molly. She loves road trips, hikes, her dog Max, and cars that fit her lifestyle, like this cool new ride that she got with help from Indiana Members Credit Union at a great low rate. And for when she's on the go, IMCU makes it easy for her to pay from anywhere thanks to their digital banking. Looks like Molly is really getting the max from her credit union.
Welcome back for a final time here for this edition of the IU Indy Coaches Show. Again, thanks to our friends KSM and our good friends as well at KeyBank that make this show possible each and every week. The wonderful ISC Sports Network crew and our host staff here at Jags Crossing. This is this wonderful little sports bar hideaway that's tucked in on campus in terms of University Tower. Be sure to stop by and see them on a regular basis, just like you should the IU Indy men's and women's basketball teams, because they tip off their seasons next week. The women host Indiana State on Monday. The men go on the road at Ohio State on Monday. Then they are at home to host Long Island on Thursday. And the man that's about to officially coach his first game as the head coach at IU Indy is Ben Howlett, and he joins us now. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on here.
I know that you had a couple of secret scrimmages, and they're secret, so I can't exactly ask you about results. I'm not supposed to. Let's make this kind of the 30,000-foot view. What'd you learn about your team in those two scrimmages?
It depends on what scrimmage you want to know about.
One went well and one did not. I
There you
understand
go.
from a
Well,
point
let's
standpoint.
talk about the first one.
Okay.
Thought we traveled the right way.
Yep.
That's always a concern for a coach is when you go on the road for the first time, how do you travel? How do you eat? What time do you get to the game? A lot of logistics, and I thought we handled it very well and came out with great energy and put together a product on the floor that was very high level. And then second scrimmage, maybe got humbled, and I think it in the end might have been good for us to lose a game that way, and just thought our energy wasn't there. I thought guys maybe believed in our system a little too much at that point, and just thought we were going to show up and win, and obviously took one on the chin. But in the end, I think it was good for us.
Every coach talks about, especially when you're brand new and you're working with guys, and you've worked with some, but obviously at a different level. It is, okay, I get them getting to buy in. They're still learning the offense. yours is so unique and so different. How much kind of added time, or do you feel it's simple and you don't think added time for guys to kind of learn how you want them to play the game?
I think we've had adequate time. I think for us, it's getting guys to play hard, and I think that's half the battle. And the system itself, everyone just thinks it's the press or it's just the offense. It's everything. But the biggest component of the system is getting guys to play harder than they think they're capable of playing. And you see it in spurts, and there's a lot of inconsistency with that. But we just need guys to play hard, no matter if it's practice, if it's a game. And once we get over that hump, I think we're going to be a very dangerous team to play.
Oftentimes we talk about, hey, have you settled on your playing rotation, settled on a starting five? For you, because of how frequently you substitute, it's almost okay settling in on that top 10. How is that process coming along?
Good. And I'm one of those coaches. It's the playing time is going to be dependent on the very end. I want to practice, and I want to give these guys equal amount of reps in practice. And, we're still evaluating these guys, and we're still making sure they're practicing hard. And we haven't had a scrimmage yet where we've had 2 5-and-5 platoons, which is essentially what I want to do.
Right.
We've had 5 and we've had 4. So, our first game versus Ohio State, we're going to have 5-and-5, and bearing no one gets hurt in the next couple of days. But, I think I'm starting to narrow it down, but there's still a couple of days left for some guys to make a dent.
All right, so with that, this is the first time you and I have had an on-air conversation since you got to be a part of Horizon League Media Day at the beginning of the month, and got to have that at Lucas Oil Stadium, as they would say in the ESPN parlance, go through the car wash, all the different interviews and such like that. What was that experience like for you and for the two players you chose to represent you in Jackson Edwards and Finley Woodward?
It was great, and it was an all-day event, which is something I'm not used to. I'm used to a media day lasting about 20 minutes. So it was an all-day event, and let's be honest, going into Lucas Oil was a neat experience, not just for the players, but for myself. And I only know a handful of the coaches. I got to meet all the coaches there, and put a face with a name, and just meeting all the different people within the Horizon League. It was great, and I know the two players in Finley Woodward and Jackson Edwards had a great time. And but now we're looking forward to playing actual games.
Let's talk about Finley just for a little bit, because again, I think having international players is nothing new at this point. But there's always some from locales. You're like, I didn't know they produced basketball players from there. And Finley being from Great Britain, how did basketball end up being the path for him?
Yeah, so he's a unique story, and he actually was playing at a prep school in Ohio, Spire Academy, and didn't have a lot of suitors in the recruiting world, just was kind of out there. And we went and watched the practice and just saw the intangibles that he brings with him. And he doesn't have to score to be valuable. He's valuable in terms of he knows how to play. He's got a high IQ. He's an elite level passer, and he's a guy right now that we're going to play through. He's able to dominate a game without scoring a point, and we're going to lean on him because he knows exactly the way I want things done in practice, and also the way I want things done in a game.
All right, other guy I want to ask you about, and again, he would not be from Great Britain. He's from the greater Indianapolis area. We covered him a lot on the ISC Sports Network. What sort of impact can McGuire Mitchell of Zions will have for you as a freshman?
He's making an impact, and he's a guy I'll go to war with him any day of the week. He's completely different than what I thought he was going to be, just watching his high school stuff to college. And I've said this to many people. If there's this, a scrum for the ball on the floor, he's going to be at the bottom of it. He's going to be swinging his elbows, and he's just a guy that I feel comfortable with, that I know what I'm going to get from him. Whether or not he's making shots, I know his effort level is going to be there. And he's a guy that, a lot of times people don't play as a freshman within our system, but he's going to play a lot of minutes for us as a true freshman this year.
All right, you talk about being in Lucas Oil was simply cool. Schottenstein Center at Ohio State may be viewed as that as well. Your thoughts about opening up with a perennial NCAA tournament team in Columbus on Monday?
Yeah, and been watching tape on them for all summer, and then really dialing down the last couple of days, and they bring a lot of experience back. And Bruce Thornton was put his name in the NBA draft, then withdrew, and they've got another guard that's got a lot of experience, and that they've added a big and Trilly who I feel like really makes them tick, and they are light years way better than they were last year. And obviously we know no one's going to give us a chance right now. No one's giving us a chance, but I've got 15 guys in the locker room that think it's doable. And if you've got 15 guys that think it can be done, then you're on to something right there. So we're going to take it as a challenge, and I've always kind of been the guy that's, supposed to win games. Now I'm at the other end of the table, and we're not supposed to win, and there's nothing like a good challenge.
Georgia Tech, Northwestern, Boston College. I've seen those results in favor of IUPUI back then and again for IU Indy as well. All right, before I will let Coach go, just frankly, a couple of quick media notes. It's wonderful that every IU Indy men's basketball game is back on the radio this year. 14:30, we'll have the coverage of those games. Jimmy Cook will do a phenomenal job as the radio voice of the Jaguars. And for the first time in nearly a decade, we're going to take 3 of our home games that are on ESPN Plus and put them on My Indy TV as well. The education special game coming up on Veterans Day against IU Columbus. Home games on December the 11th against Green Bay and on January the 25th as well. Those games all going to Circle City Broadcasting. Now more than ever, you can jump on board the bandwagon of IU Indy basketball. Ben, thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck on Monday.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Again, thanks to Ed Holdaway and Emily and Luke and everybody involved behind the scenes and our entire ISC Sports Network crew. We'll do it again in a couple of weeks. It's the IU Indy Coaches Show live from Jack's Crossing right here on the ISC Sports Network.
Odds are you'll never need an open craniotomy from our highly skilled neurosurgeons or treatment for medullary thyroid cancer. Odds are your child will never need a heart transplant. And you might never need screening for genetically inherited high cholesterol. But if you do, trust the healthcare system 9 out of 10 Indiana doctors have chosen for their patients' care. Indiana University Health, no matter the odds.
We gon' push it to the limit, we gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever, when we ride, we gon' ride together. So together we ride, certified. It's together we ride, we gon' push it to the limit. We gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever, when we ride, we gon' ride together. So together we ride, certified. It's together we ride, we gon' push it to the limit. We gon' rise together, side by side to the finish. Down the ride forever.
This is Molly. She loves road trips, hikes, her dog Max, and cars that fit her lifestyle, like this cool new ride that she got with help from Indiana Members Credit Union at a great low rate. And for when she's on the go, IMCU makes it easy for her to pay from anywhere thanks to their digital banking. Looks like Molly is really getting the max from her credit union.